If this speaks to your heart, hit subscribe and walk with us in His truth. What if the breakthrough you've been waiting for is on the other side of one honest prayer? Not a polished prayer. Not a perfect prayer. But a real one. James 5:16 says, "Confess your faults one to another, and pray one for another, that ye may be healed. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much." That verse is more than encouragement. It's an invitation. An invitation to stop pretending. An invitation to stop carrying everything alone. An invitation to step into healing. We live in a world where vulnerability feels risky. We hide our struggles. We mask our pain. We smile through battles no one knows we're fighting. But Scripture tells us something powerful. Healing begins where honesty lives. Confess your faults one to another. Not to shame. Not to expose. But to heal. There is something freeing about saying, "I'm not okay. I need help. I need prayer." Because when darkness is brought into the light, it loses its grip. And then James says something even more powerful. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. That means prayer is not passive. Prayer moves things. Prayer shifts atmospheres. Prayer breaks chains. Prayer changes hearts, including yours. You may feel like your prayers are small. Like your words aren't strong enough. Like heaven is silent. But fervent prayer, heartfelt, persistent, faith-filled prayer, carries weight in the spiritual realm. Not because of how loud you pray. Not because of how poetic you sound. But because of who you're praying to. The power of prayer isn't in the speaker. It's in the God who listens. And when you pray, you are not talking to the ceiling. You are speaking to the Creator of heaven and earth. The one who heals. The one who restores. The one who redeems. Maybe you've been praying for healing, physical, emotional, spiritual. Maybe you've been praying for restoration in your family. Maybe you've been praying for freedom from something you haven't told anyone about. James reminds us, you don't have to fight alone. There is power in agreement. There is strength in community. There is healing in shared prayer. When believers come together in faith, something shifts. Walls fall. Burden lift. Hope rises. And here's something important, righteous doesn't mean perfect. It means positioned. Positioned in relationship with God. Positioned in humility. Positioned in faith. You don't have to clean yourself up before you pray. You pray so God can begin the cleaning. You don't confess because you're strong. You confess because you trust God's grace more than your weakness. Healing is not weakness. Asking for prayer is not failure. It's faith. Faith that says, "I believe God can do what I cannot." If you've been holding something in, let this be your moment. Release it. Speak it. Pray it. Bring it into the light. Because silence keeps you stuck. But prayer moves you forward. And even if the answer doesn't come instantly, something always changes when you pray. Sometimes the situation changes. Sometimes the timing changes. Sometimes you change. But prayer never returns empty. So today, pray boldly. Pray honestly. Pray fervently. Pray with expectation. Because James 5:16 declares a truth that still stands. Your prayer has power. Not because you are perfect. But because God is faithful. And when heaven responds, everything can change. If this blessed you, please subscribe for more Bible truth.